This video could be absolutely chaotic. Pulled this year. Okay, ooh, I throw that idea out the window. What? Who? Huh? Huh? Oh, fuck. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to my May TBR. Cannot believe we're already in May, but I'm not going to dwell on it because the quicker the months go, the quicker my Disney trip comes around, and that I cannot wait for. So the quicker the months come around, the better for me, really. So without further ado, let's hop into my May TBR. I don't really have any plans for what I want to read, what I want to put out, anything like that. I am kind of feeling a little bit burnt out with reading, not gonna lie. I'm having this really weird reading year where I'm reading some incredible books I'm really enjoying. Like, I'm giving a lot of 4 stars out this year. I'll leave my quarter 1 stats video up above and down below if you haven't seen that. So I'm rating a lot of books highly, but I keep falling into like mini slumps, and I feel another one coming on. So we're just gonna like kind of go with the flow today. I'm only gonna pull out 5 prompts just to kind of give myself a little bit less intimidation when it comes to picking out books. But I do kind of want to mood read in May because I don't really know what I want to read. So this video could be absolutely chaotic. We will find out. But without further ado, let's pull our first prompt and just see what happens. Let's just go with the flow. We'll pull 5 prompts and just, yeah, we'll see what happens. So the first prompt for May is going to be, oh my god, there's so many. This one, which is, oh my god, I can see on cover. Spot UV on cover. Okay, not many options then. Spot UV is like not foil, but it's like that sort of gloss. Nothing on that. Nothing on that. Oh my god, Spot UV. Okay. I don't really... Okay, the first one I can find that has Spot UV on the cover is a Magic Steeped in Poison. The font has kind of that shiny effect to it, which is Spot UV. This is on my 2024 TBR, so this should be the option, but I've tried reading this twice now, so we're gonna see what else is there just in case. Potentially Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I think the font has Spot UV once again, so this could also be an option, but I have only just got this book, so I feel like out of these two, it really should be this one. But I'm going to keep hunting. Careless, once again. Tried to read this like 3 times now. Also on 2024 TBR, has a little bit of Spot UV going on. And I think that's actually it from my physical TBR. So I've only recently had this on a TBR and I soft DNF'd it. I've tried reading this so many times, but I think I'm going to have to go with this one just because I feel like I should give it one final go and then I can hard DNF it for good after that. And I think the same is going to be with Careless as well, but I'm not going to put that on my TBR just yet. So yeah, this is basically a YA fantasy about the Chinese mythology and the art of tea making. I've heard good things about it. The longer it's been released, the lower the rating on Goodreads seems to be, because I always keep an eye on it. And it's got like a 3 point something on Goodreads. So yeah, it basically follows a sister who ends up leaving her family home, try and enter this competition to become like the best tea maker. So in order to save her dying sister, is what I can kind of remember from when I read it before, but that could be a complete mistake. But yeah, this is the first book going on my May TBR. It's kind of giving me spring vibes, so we'll see. I also kind of have the books on my spring TBR in the back of my mind as well to see if I can fit on. So if all the books on this TBR can either be from my 2024 TBR or my spring TBR, that would be amazing. Prompt 2 is going to be this one. And it is audiobook. Okay. Oh, this video is not going to go very well. Okay, an audiobook that I have that is also on my physical TBR. That's my vibe. I want it to be off my physical TBR. So, okay, instantly off the bat, Wildfire by Hannah Grace is on Everand, is an audiobook, so this could be like a mixed media sort of situation because that's what I did with Icebreaker and loved it. I gave Icebreaker a 5 stars if you weren't aware. So that's the first potential option. I'm just trying to think what else is on my physical TBR that I could potentially read. Cat Lady by Dawn O'Porter is another one that is an audiobook on Everand that I could read. Because the thing is with this prompt audiobook is I most likely will mix media this book, so I don't have to worry about listening to it fully via audio. And then I believe all of Laura Jane Williams' books are on Everand, and I have been struggling to read Lovestruck, and it's been on my TBR since last June, although I can't see it here. Wait, let me type in Laura Jane Williams. Oh wow, okay, since Everand kind of took over Scribd, none of Laura Jane Williams' books are on there anymore, bar one. Okay, so that one kind of throws that idea out the window. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick Wildfire by Hannah Grace because I do want to read this. It's a summer camp based romance following some different characters from the Icebreaker kind of like universe. And I've heard great things about it. I was waiting to kind of read this book when the weather got warmer, kind of in spring, summer. So yeah, I think this is going to be the perfect time to read this. And currently I'm going for like a pink theme on my May TBR, so it kind of just fits. So this is the book I'm going to pick for audiobook because I will mix media it if I remember. Okay, that's 2 out of 5. Let's go for our third prompt. And I am actually filming this video a little early. I'm still got about 10 days left of April, and if you weren't aware, I'm doing my little prompt to prompt challenge in April. I'll leave all the vlogs I've been doing for that challenge up above and down below so you can kind of catch up. But there's still a lot of books that I'd like to read in April, as well as like my prompts are running out because every time I pull a prompt in April, I'm just leaving it on the side. I'm not putting it back in. So we have limited prompts as well. But the third prompt is hauled this year. Okay. Ooh, I have a lot of options for this. Ooh. Okay, let me just get Callpile up because that's where I'm tracking all the books that I've hauled this year and see what options we have. But I know there's a lot because I spent a lot of money on books so far this year. So let's go to new books. Okay, we have quite a lot, but I've read quite a lot as well. So we have Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan as an option, which would fit the spring summer vibe, and I actually think this is also on my spring TBR, so definitely a potential. Another kind of like rom-com. Maybe not rom-com, maybe just more like contemporary romance. We also have Dance of Thieves, which was gifted to me by Claire, but I don't think a big fantasy book is going to be The Way in May. The Way in May, because I'm not really feeling like reading, and I just kind of know, seeing as if you've seen the prompt video that I posted on Tuesday, you kind of know that a very popular fantasy book kind of didn't really go well for me and is the reason I'm kind of not vibing with reading at the minute. So I'm not going to go for fantasy. Wildfire I hauled this year. Oh, Done and Dusted could be a really good option for hauled this year. Cleopatra and Frankenstein I also hauled this year. Oh, no, I want to read it in April. I want to really try and read it in April, but I was going to suggest Seven Summers by Paige Toon. But I'm praying, fingers crossed, that I'll be able to read it in April. And then the other one that I could kind of read that no one has heard of, because I hadn't heard of it before I picked it up, is The Worst Case Cookery Club, which just sounds like the perfect woman's chick lit for me. What do I go for? I think it's between... This sounds really good right now, like a woman's chick lit. I think it's between these two, and I think because this one is on my spring TBR, I should try and prioritise it. So this one is going to go on my May TBR for hauled this year. It basically follows a couple who have recently split apart, but they still run a business and have a child together. So it's trying to rework their dynamic for that to work whilst running a business together and looking after a child and trying to raise that child. And then I think it's kind of like a second chance romance, and they realise that a stolen kiss after their kind of like breakup would open old wounds and wonder if it's too late for them to find forever again. Could it be better than before the second time round? So intrigued for this one, heard incredible things. So yeah, that's the third book on my May TBR. I do love pulling prompts and kind of figuring out a TBR because it definitely does make me more excited to read, because telling you guys about the books and like rereading the synopses and the blurbs does get me more excited to pick up the books again. So I'm hoping this means that I'm gonna leave my I don't really want to read mood soon. So the fourth prompt is gonna be, and also the more prompts I pull today mean the less prompts I have to pick for my April prompt to prompt challenge. What to say? Rented. Oh, return to a soft DNF. What? Who? Huh? Huh? Oh, fuck. Oh. I can't say it. Can I say it? Should I go for this one? This is on my 2024 TBR. I have tried to read it so many times, but I don't think I can do it. A book, there are plenty of books I could come back to because I was in and out of slumps all of last year as well. I could also return to If You Still Recognise Me, which is also on my 2024 TBR, which I just feel like feels less intimidating. I don't know why this book feels so intimidating to me, but it just does. This one feels less intimidating. But then again, I could also pick up this one because I tried to read this book last year as well. This is on my 2024 TBR. Mistakes Were Made, which I've heard great things about. This is a sapphic adult romance, which I think would be perfect for me right now. But I have also attempted to try and read X's and O's in the past. There are so many books I soft DNF'd. What's going on with my hair? There are so many books I soft DNF'd last year because I was just constantly in and out of slumps. What do I pick? It's not going to be this one. Let's just face it. No, you're not happening. It ain't happening. You know what? I'm going to go for Some Mistakes Were Made. It's not a book that I gravitate towards very often, so I think this might be the perfect time to give it another go. I have a lot of kind of like romances, contemporaries on my TBR. I've read a lot this year, but I've barely read any kind of like sapphic LGBTQ books this year, so I'm going to put this one on here. This one has always intrigued me because it basically follows a college senior, Cassie, who ends up having a one-night stand, and the next morning she realises her one-night stand was with her best friend's mother, and it just sounds like chaos that's about to happen, and I feel like that really fits the vibe of this video. So we're gonna go for this one for prompt number 4 for a return to a soft DNF. Forgot what the prompt was then. And the final prompt for this video, just to not overwhelm myself too much, because if I want to then divert off the TBR, I still have room to do so. Let's go for, oh my god, there's so many in my hands. Let's go for this one. Hope it's a good one. Here goes. And it is person on cover. Okay, that gives me a lot of options because I think every single book I own, bar a few, there's a person on the cover because I read predominantly contemporary romances and they tend to have people on the cover. So once again, done and dusted. I want to go for like a full person. I won't go for like legs. That's like a body part, not like a person. So I could go for this one. I could also go for this one that has a full person on the cover. So these two are kind of calling out to me. I could go X's and O's once again by Amy Lee, which could be a good option. This could be a really good option. So far it's between these two. I want to save Done and Dusted for like actual summer, just because that's the real vibe that this book is giving me. But I could read, I don't want to pick up a fantasy, because I could obviously pick up like these Hollow Vows, which also was a soft DNF a couple of weeks ago, but I'm not going to. This, although isn't really like really screaming Halloween, it definitely still kind of screams full autumn, so I'm not going to pick up that one. Once again, this one doesn't have a person on the cover, it just has a body part of eyes, so I'm not going to pick this one. Yeah, I don't think many others have people on the cover, so it's between these two. It, dip, do, doggy did a poo, who stepped in it, out goes you. This one? I'm gonna go for it. It's not on my spring TBR, whereas this one is. Anyway, I'm only picking 5 books, so there's a chance that I could read more in May, although I kind of have a busy May. But that's fine, that's fine. I'm gonna go for this one because it does just sound so perfect, and if this is a book that's gonna make me love reading, I think it's gonna be this one. This one basically follows a group of characters who all go to the quaint seaside town of New Bay to do a beginner's cookery course. Liz's husband left her for a 20-something-year-old clean eating blogger, and she's determined to show the world and her daughter she's just as capable in the kitchen. John, newly widowed after 50 years of marriage, can't live on sympathy lasagnas forever. And 30-year-old workaholic Bella, love that name, the course is a welcome escape from her high-pressure job. Their only common ground between them, they can barely boil an egg. So enter talented chef Alex, who is determined to introduce his pupils to the comforts of cuisine. As Liz, John and Bella encounter various disasters in the kitchen, their unlikely trio soon form a fast friendship. Their culinary skills may be catastrophic, but could the cookery club have given them a recipe for happiness? And it just sounds perfect, and there's no better time than spring to curl up with a cozy women's chicklet. So I think that's going to be a May TBR. So just as a recap, The Worst Case Scenario Cookery Club by Chrissy Manby for Person on the Cover. I have to remember that one. Mistakes Were Made by Meryl Weiser for Return to a Soft DNF. Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan for Prompt Hauled This Year. Wildfire by Hannah Grace for audiobook, because I'll be mixed metering this one. And A Magic Seat and Poison by Judy Lynn for, I forgot what the first prompt was, Spot UV on the cover. So a very diverse, mixed range of books, mainly contemporaries and romances, but that's absolutely fine because that's what I predominantly read. But we're going to start with a fantasy, go to a rom-com steamy romance, go to a more serious romance, go to a sapphic romance, ending on a woman's chick lick friendship romance. I'm really excited about this TBR now I've picked it out. Hopefully I can read more than 5 books, but I don't want to overwhelm myself. Like I said before, I'm feeling not in the most exciting mood to read, so hopefully these books will help me on my journey of reading to continue up my reading spree. I don't know what I'm saying. I need to leave it here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe down below to see future content from me. I do anything from reading vlogs, monthly TBRs, monthly wrap-ups, any other bookish and journaling content that you can think of, I usually have on this channel, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.